I enjoy coming to work every day knowing that clients are depending on me to guide them through whatever financial needs they have.
Every client we have is different. And so it's really about finding out what's really the most important thing per client.
With financial planning, everything is interconnected. So a comprehensive plan means that you're taking care of income needs now, income needs in the intermediate term, and income needs long term. We'll do an asset cycle portfolio. We'll do a riskalyze test. We'll do a life insurance audit or a life insurance review.
And so when we build a deep relationship with our clients, then we can take a step back and then we can look at different options to help them specifically get to their goals. One of the things I feel our job is as advisors is to introduce strategies to clients that maybe they did not know that they were out there. But it's our idea, our job to come out and say, have you ever thought about this?
And the planning it's not always about income, but a lot of it is also about the legacy. So the element of family is very important to us, and it's important to our clients.
Hello, my name is Steve Jablonski, and I'm the host of Financially Speaking with Jeff Bush. Today we have an exciting topic, and it really goes along with the educational seminars we do on making the most of your Social Security retirement. So before we get into it, I want to introduce Jeff.
Well, hello, Steve. Welcome to the show. It's exciting to be here today. We've been doing this show now going on 6 years, and for the first time, we're shooting the show on location at our offices here in Pottstown. We're right on the corner of High and Hanover, so this is an exciting moment for us. We're right here where all the action is here in our Pottstown office. So it's nice to be here on location, if you will, and of course today talking about Social Security and of course the reason why we're doing this show is not only to be on television on the PCTV network, but also the show streams on the PCTV network's website, which is the PCTVnetwork.com, and of course we put the shows on our website too, which is informedfamily.com. So it's really quite exciting to be here.
Yes, in our 7 pillars that we use in financial planning, the 7th one is value-added services. And so we do things like the show. We are in periodicals and we get publications. So what are some of the things that we've been in here, Jeff?
Well, I mean, we've done a lot of things over the last year or so. I mean, I got published in the Reading Eagle and the Kiplinger newsletter. I was in there 2 times, and I was interviewed on Enterprise Radio. I believe you were featured in the Norristown Patch, and of course our colleague Barry was interviewed or quoted, I guess, in Investopedia. So, we've really had have had a lot of good exposure. So it's been good for the firm. So and of course this is exciting as well.
Great. So let's get into it. So when we look at getting the most of your Social Security retirement through comprehensive planning, and we go into it, and Jeff, when we talk a little bit about why is this so important and we'll start with really where the stock market has actually been and what does it look like now, and also interest rates in there.
Well, I think Social Security is such an integral part about, you talked about this, our 7 pillars. One of those pillars is income planning, and an integral part of the income planning is claiming your Social Security benefit. For a married couple, they're going to get, on average, they're getting about 1/3 of their income from Social Security. So it's really, really important to have the right claiming strategy, with regards to Social Security. And of course, we do a lot of a lot of education and a lot of workshops on Social Security. And what was your other question about the stock market?
Yeah, the market itself, and why is Social Security even more important today?
Yeah, well, so because the way we view the stock market is that we always say this is not your father's stock market. The stock market's is volatile, but the other thing is that people are relying more on the performance of markets because of pensions are going away. So really, the main focus of fixed income in retirement is the Social Security benefit. So you have to plan around that, and then you have to integrate your other income sources are usually from investments. So your investments are we have to make sure that we're positioned properly in the stock market so that we're not taking any undue risk.
And when we compare the times of, let's say, early 80s through 2000 and 2000 through now, what did the S&P 500 or the market look like then? What is it now? And also when we put in interest rates in there.
Well, in the early 80s through 2000, we had sort of an unprecedented, this is what we call your father's stock market. We had an unprecedented run-up of the stock market in that 18-year period of time where the market would just took off, and I think the average return over that period of time was like 17 or 18%. And that was kind of, I would say, unrealistic to think that was going to happen that way forever. And of course, at the turn of the century, a lot of things changed, not because of the turn of the century, but it just so happened that, in March of 2000, then we started to go into a pretty strong bear market then, which was accentuated by 9/11. So we had that, and then we had so we recovered from that, and then we had another steep recession in 2007. And then, of course, we had the financial crisis in 2008. So we've really had a lot of things, and we've had nothing but volatility since then. Even today, as we're taping this, we've had a lot of volatility in the markets this summer. So people that retire now have not only important decisions centering around Social Security, but also trying to navigate a very volatile stock market. And then you mentioned interest rates. So we have a very unusual period of time where we've got a highly valued stock market and very low interest rates. So it's really kind of unprecedented and historic that we've have those two phenomenon at the same time. So it's tricky and volatile, to say the least.
Yep. And so again, comparing many years ago versus today, tell us a little bit about the three-legged stool and back then and now. And
well, the three-legged stool, we always say, you're getting your income from three sources in retirement. You're getting Social Security income, you're getting a pension, and then you're getting income from retirement savings. Now, the issue is that this is not your father's stock market, but it's also not your father's retirement either. Because a generation ago, most people were retiring with a pension of some sort. Those have by and large gone away, especially in the private sector. Corporate America, has really done away with pensions to a very large degree. So now you just have the Social Security and relying on the retirement savings. So you've got one wobbly leg there of the stool. So that means that you've got to make the Social Security decision count, and then you've got to make your retirement savings count as well.
And a lot of people talk about return on investment, but what about reliability of income in retirement?
Well, reliability of income is important because when you look at your income in retirement, your Social Security is reliable, but then you've got to start building these other retirement savings. You got to start building some guarantees into that, and we always go through that when we do our planning with our clients. That's one of the main things that we hit home is how you're going to secure income from retirement savings, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want your quality of life in retirement dependent upon how the performance of the stock market is. You want to kind of insulate yourself from that and really keep the performance of the stock market in perspective of long-term investments.
Yeah,
Long-term investments.
definitely makes sense. And now with longevity, we talk about being in retirement for maybe 1/3 of your life. So when we look at, how do we make a Social Security decision? It's a big decision. So how should people be thinking about this, generally speaking?
Yeah, well, certainly you don't want to make your Social Security decision in a vacuum, because what's happening is when you're getting a Social Security benefit, it's probably your biggest asset when you think of what you're getting. You're getting an income that's guaranteed. It's payable for life, and it has a cost of living adjustment attached to it. So when you couple all that together, Steve, just doing simple math, if you're getting a $40,000 a year Social Security benefit, so that's husband and wife, $40,000 a year, and let's say you get that for 25 years, that's $1 million. Yeah. And that's not even accounting the cost of living adjustment. So when you think about $1 million, that's probably the largest asset for most people.
Yeah. And so when people start taking Social Security, there is a thing called full retirement age, and it does vary upon when you were born. So what does that look like?
Yeah, so full retirement age, or what the Social Security Administration likes to refer to as FRA, full retirement age. It really has to do with when you were born. So if you were born in 1954 or before 1954, your full retirement age is 66. If you were born in 1960 or later, your full retirement age is 70. So if you were born somewhere in between 54 and 60, it gradually layers in between 66 and 67. So for example, if you were born in 1958, it's 66 and 8 months. The significance about full retirement age is simply, you can claim your Social Security benefit anytime between age 62 and 70. So the full retirement age is, I kind of call that the benchmark. Okay, so if you take your full retirement, if you take income, Social Security income at your full retirement age, you're going to get your full benefit. If you take it before that, so you can take it anytime after you turn 62. So if you take it at age 62, you're going to get a reduced benefit.
Yep.
Okay, so it gets discounted down.
Yep.
If you wait until after your full retirement age, your benefit keeps going up at a rate of 8% per year all the way until you reach age 70. So there's quite a wide range there between the ages of 62 and 70. And by the way, our office has software to analyze this. So we analyze this stuff for our clients because there's a lot of factors. There's like 81 different ways to claim your Social Security benefit. And if you're married, couple, and a lot of it has to do with coordinating your benefit with your spouse. So it's really important to factor all that stuff in when you're claiming your Social Security benefit.
And so if we used an example, Jeff, of somebody getting $2,300 a month at their full retirement age, And it goes down, as you said, early retirement would be 62, and a lot of people don't realize how much of a difference that can actually be. So when you look at the reduction,
Yeah,
it's
so if you
significant.
if you take it at 62, you're looking at getting about 75% of your benefit. Okay, so you're chopping about a quarter of your benefit off for the rest of your life. Okay, so and then of course the flip side of that, as I said earlier, if you wait beyond your full retirement age, you're going to get about 8% per year more by waiting past that. So what we do is, we do a break even. Okay, so in our break even analysis, and maybe I'm getting ahead of myself here, but the break even analysis sort of tells us when it makes sense to how long you have to live to get ahead if you wait to take your benefit. So I think the chart that we have here is it shows you if you wait until your full retirement age, what's your break-even point? Break-even means at what age do you have to be to have that decision pay off for you? And I think on that it's like 78, somewhere around
80,
78
yes.
or 79.
Yep.
It will have pay. If you live that long, if you live beyond that, you will get more dollars if you wait until your full retirement age, or even beyond your full retirement age, even to your age 70 benefit.
Yep. And if you delay past 66, you'd mentioned it's 8% a year. How long does that go for, and can that go forever, or
well, it's
cutting it off here?
66. Yeah, so it goes 8% until age 70. Your benefit stops getting bigger at age 70. So if you're 70 and you haven't taken your Social Security benefit yet, you have to take it because it's not going to get any bigger.
Yep.
So, excuse me. So your benefit has to be taken at age 70, and the roll up of the 8% stops at age 70. So when I say roll up, it means your benefit keeps growing. So if you look at your benefit, and I think you have it on that one slide. Maybe we can put that back up. If you look at that slide, you'll see that your benefit, if your full retirement age benefit is $2,300, if you wait until you're 70, your benefit goes all the way up to $3,036. It goes up by 32%.
Yep.
8% for 4 years. So that's a big difference.
Yes.
So the key here is, that's why we get into this whole, you can't make your Social Security decision in a vacuum. Because that's fine to say, oh, well, I'm going to wait 4 years. My benefit's going to go up by 32%. I'm going to go from $2,300 to $3,000. That's a pretty big jump. But if you stop working and you need income, you may not be able to afford to do that. You may have to tap into that money a little bit earlier. And then that's where we look at coordinating investments and the spouse still working and all that kind of stuff. So there's really a lot of factors, a lot of factors that go into making your Social Security decision. And that's why we always recommend, you see a professional to help you do this, because this is an important decision that requires a lot of thought and a lot of analysis.
And a couple of years ago, there was a pretty big tax law change, and it affected Social Security in a couple ways. So what can you tell me about your age, if you were born before 54? What does that
if you
look
were
like?
born between 1954, or if you were born in 1954 or before, you could actually switch your claiming strategy. So if your husband and wife could do, like we just went over a case like this where the husband was born in 54, or I think he was even born in 53, but he's claiming his wife's benefit as a spousal, and then he's letting his grow by 8% per year until he's age 70, and then he'll switch
Yes.
over to his benefit. And she's going to do the same thing. She's going to start claiming her benefit. I shouldn't say she's going to do the same thing. She's going to do the opposite.
Yeah.
She's going to start claiming her benefit so that the husband can take the spousal, and then when she's 70, she's going to switch to a spousal benefit, which is going to be
Benefits.
bigger, and then he'll be taking his benefit. It's a pretty cool strategy. So if you're in that age frame, call us.
Yeah, it is 1953 or younger.
53?
Yes. Yeah, which is good.
Yeah, so we call us if you want us to help you, and analyze. We'll do this for free, right? So we'll offer to all our viewers out there, if you want us to analyze your Social Security, we're going to make that offer here today. Since this is the first time we're doing this in our Pottstown office, we're gonna have a free offer here. So we're gonna offer to do a free Social Security analysis. So call us, call us or email us. We'll have those numbers up on the screens, and we can do a free Social Security analysis.
And Jeff, one of the questions we get quite frequently is, what happens to these benefits if I want to work when I'm 62?
You can, but on a limited basis. So the way that works is, and that's another significance of the full retirement age. So if your full retirement age is 66 and you want to get your Social Security benefit before 66, you're limited to how much you can earn. You can only earn, you have the exact number. It's like $17,000.
About 17,000, yes.
About $17,000 a year you can earn without it affecting your Social Security benefit. So if you earn more than that, the Social Security Administration takes out $1 for every $2 you make over that. So that penalty, if you will, it's not really a penalty. That money goes back into your account. Okay, but once you hit the age of your full retirement age, once you hit 66 or whatever your full retirement age is, then you're free to make as much money as you want without it affecting your Social Security benefit.
Yep.
So so you just have to be careful between 62 and your full retirement age. If you're claiming your Social Security benefit, you have to be a little bit careful about how much money you make. The philosophy there is the Social Security Administration really doesn't want you working full time and collecting your Social Security benefit early at the same time. So that's kind of the caveat there.
And when we do planning, what are some of the other things like taxation? And I know because we had recent tax law changes, maybe working with little Roth IRAs and.
Yeah, so the Roth IRA, which, that's probably a subject for another show, but the Roth IRA allows you to take out money on a tax-free basis. So if you need income in retirement, oftentimes it's good to integrate the Roth IRA with the traditional IRA because it can really keep your overall tax rate down. And in some cases, we've seen taxes eliminated completely if, depending on how much income you're taking in retirement. And especially, with the new tax law changes, we've seen examples, and I think we use an example in our workshop where, we have clients taking like $75,000 worth of income, and if their Social Security is below the threshold where it's taxed, and the Roth IRA, of course, isn't taxed, and then the traditional IRA isn't taxed until you get to a certain level. So you can really get most, if not all, of that income free of tax in retirement. So the Roth IRA is a very effective strategy.
And Jeff, when we talk about the company, when we meet someone for the first time, if it's an introduction, what's the first meeting look like and how's the process?
Well, the first meeting is really I call it a get to know you meeting. We have a process now. We have a formula and everything else. We call it the Wellspring formula, and that might be a subject for another show as well. Boy, we're really coming up with a lot of shows for the future here. But we go through the process where we get to know you. We get to know what your goals are. Not even beyond what the numbers say, right? So it's not just money. It's we want to look at what are the other things that are important to you: family, occupation, recreation, all that stuff. I guess we call it form: family, occupation, recreation, and then money. So all those things are extremely important as you plan for retirement. So it's not just, oh well, what am I going to do with my investments? How am I going to claim my Social Security benefits? So that first meeting is really a kind of a meeting to get to know the person and find out if we're a good fit. See if it's going to work for us as a firm, and see if it's going to work for the people that are coming in to see us. So with that being said, that's what we cover in a nutshell. And as we wrap up here today, we take the show on the road. We have workshops at various locations in the area. In fact, we do one right down the street here from where we're taping this show today at Lily's, and I think we're going to be there in September. My memory serves me correctly. So call our office if you want tickets to any upcoming event, or you can email us, and we'd love to see you. But anyway, when we do those shows, we really expand on a lot of the topics we talked about today with Social Security and other planning issues. So with all that being said, we want to sign off here today. This is Financially Speaking with Jeff Bush.